opportunity of being here tonight. I'm not sure if it's a one-man crusade or a modern-day Don Quixote. The jury's still out on that. My name is Ned Massie. I'm the president of Great Massie Land Company, which is unimportant except if you want to catch up with me later. We're land brokers and also do some land development, which is not a very popular thing in Hanover, I understand that. And, unless you want to build a new house, it becomes popular. But I am in the process of building several subdivisions in western Raccoon County, and I'm responsible indirectly as a result for the creation of about 200 jobs. So I think I'm doing my job. I'm also paying off my debt to the banks rather than walking away from it, which is something that's popular today. But that wasn't the way my daddy raised me. So I'm a little busy. But in the middle of all this, last September, I'm going to start off. For the last 4.5 years, I suspect I share with you the fact that I have been wandering around wondering what happened to my country and where in the world am I. But I was a little distracted. And so it wasn't until September 11th or September 12th when we woke up and found out about Benghazi that I began to feel I have to do something about this. But what galvanized me, ladies and gentlemen, was an interview by Chris Wallace of Virginia Senator Warner, who is a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, which I personally consider to be an oxymoron. And Warner, in that interview, stated that during the Battle of Benghazi, the 8 hours, we had drones, plural, drones, over Benghazi. Now later we were told that one of them was unarmed, but Warner said there were drones, plural. And Chris Wallace's follow-up question was, were any of the drones armed? And Senator Warner dodged that by saying he couldn't respond because it was a matter of national security. It's only a matter of national security if one of them was armed, right? Because it was affirmation of the fact that those men calling for airstrikes had a drone armed, unable, that didn't respond. My study of the New Testament, there's a passage in there where Jesus says that if you witness a sin and you do nothing about it, it's your sin. And I found myself thinking about the fact that Sean Smith, typical American patriot, ran 1 mile to respond to other Americans that were under attack. And there had to be some point in that 8 hours that he knew he'd been abandoned. And I couldn't live with that. And I decided, I'm haunted by it, I have to do something. And I'm not sure what. I mean, I have no political power. I'm working 6 days a week trying to pay off debt. But I remembered that as a child, I noticed that if you throw a pebble in a pond, the ripple effects go across the whole surface, right? So then the question became, what's the pebble be? And unwilling to accept the sin, interested in throwing a pebble. Prayed about it. One morning I woke up, and what was on my mind was, remember Benghazi. That should be the message. Oh, that's great. How? And I decided what I really needed to do was to come up with my goals. And my first goal, because if I knew my goals, then I would figure out how to do it. My first goal is that I wanted it to be something tangible. Something that people could physically see, not on the internet, physically see, and immediately understand that the person that had that thing was opposed to what happened in Benghazi. My second goal was, if there were drones over that battle for 8 hours, that means that there was a live feed to the White House Situation Room, the State Department Situation Room, the Defense Department Situation Room, and the CIA Situation Room. And actually, I know that several of those have duplicates around the country. So there are hundreds of Americans that watched what happened and watched those 2 men die. They watched Sean Smith and Glenn Daughtry fight off a superior force in numbers and in weapons for 8 hours. They watched them and were aware of the fact that they called for airstrikes that never were sent, and they called for reinforcements that were never sent. Hundreds of them. And I wanted those people, if they happened to see this tangible thing, to understand there was somebody that had their back. Because I want them to come forward and tell us what are the facts. I don't want to have to guess, I want to know the facts. And the third goal was justice. I want the people that made those decisions to stand in front of a judge and have them try to explain what they did. And have the judge say, you're either immoral or amoral, but either way you better give your soul to God, because I'm putting your body in prison. Now those are really lofty goals for a man who is up to this point in debt and has no political power, right? But I also know from my study of the New Testament that I am responsible for the effort. God is responsible for the result. So how am I going to throw it? What's this pebble I'm throwing in? Well, it came to me, it was going to be a bumper sticker. So I created some bumper stickers. My favorite one is, remember Benghazi. My most recent one was, it matters to me, Hillary. And so we have a website, and I'm not in the bumper sticker business, folks. I'm in real estate. I am not in the bumper sticker business. But we have a website, and we were giving some out, and people were asking for things and so forth. And so, Lord, either I'm a modern day Don Quixote, or this is really going slow. I mean, how do we jumpstart this thing? And so, Lord laid on my heart, I was to give away 1,000 bumper stickers. And I asked everybody who takes a bumper sticker or two to consider replicating them and giving them away. I was very excited when I realized the math of this. And I was explaining to my wife, and I said, the first iteration of that, I go from 1 to 6,000 bumper stickers. The next is 30,000 bumper stickers. The next is 150,000 bumper stickers. The next one is 750,000 bumper stickers. You do that 7 times, I call my wife babes. You do that 7 times, babes, and we're at 90,000 bumper stickers. She got this look of horror on her face. She said, Ned, how are we going to do 90 million bumper stickers? I said, we're going to do them 5 at a time. She didn't think that was funny. I thought it was a riot. Be that as it may, then I explained to her, we're not going to do 90 million. We're going to give them to people and ask them to go to the sign company, make as many as you want, and give them away. So that's what I'm here tonight. I've got bumper stickers back there for you. There's 4 of them. Take what you want, replicate them, give them away. If you absolutely have to, you can order them off my website. The PayPal thing was not working last week, so that's not working well. But there's an order form, you can send it in. I will send you bumper stickers, okay? But I'd really rather you go replicate them, reproduce them, and give them away. Tea Party was my first place I made a presentation. There was an attorney in the audience, and he said, are they copyrighted? I said, no, they're not copyrighted. I want people to reproduce them. And he said, well, if you don't copyright them, somebody else can copyright and prevent you from giving them away. Okay, so they're now copyrighted. On them it says copyrighted. No, it says copyrighted. But on the website it clearly states, all rights reserved. However, you can reproduce them and give as many away as you want. Okay? So that's what I'm asking. I'm here tonight to give you bumper stickers. I brought 100. Please pick what you want. Take. Please consider giving them away. Remember, for 7 iterations, we have 90 million. 90 million is just about 1/2 of all the vehicles on the road in the United States. I mean, that would be pretty awesome if it happened. So take them, the free, replicate them, give them away. Help me throw pebble in the pond. Thank you very much.